Welcome back to Rules of Engagement. We're doing some developing fundamentals. We just covered some home economics and some foreign policy. Now we're going to cover a couple of tips and tricks. Let's jump into this, and let me talk about one of what I think is one of my most favorite tips and tricks to talk about. It's something a lot of people say. You know, they say, my problem is I don't scout enough. You know what? So the one thing that's really, really important is not just to scout a lot, but it's to make sure you know what you're looking for when you scout. That's exceptionally important, because if you come up here and you're just like, I'm scouting my opponent, and then you're coming around here, probes walking around. Okay, yeah, I know he has a barracks and a pylon. Let's see what else I know he has. Fast forward this a bit, just as a probe noising. Okay, I know he's got some SCVs, a command center, and no gases yet. Okay, I scouted him. I win the game, right? Well, no, because unless you actually know what to look for, you can see something, but it won't give you any information. You have to be able to make interpretations off what you see, and the only way to do that is to have an idea of what you're actually trying to accomplish with the scout. So right here, let's rewind this again. We're going to talk about exactly the proper way to go about the scouting. So you come in here for the scout. I'm going to follow the view of Mr. Probe. Oops, that didn't do it. Or whatever the hockey is, but let's do it with us. The probe's going to scouting. What am I looking for? I'm looking for one, has he taken gas? What does that mean? If he's taking gas, it means he's not fast expanding, right? Or not super fast expanding. It means I have to worry about something like a proxy second barrack to the tech lab. I'm going to pause here. Or actually, let's keep running. It also means I have to worry about maybe a proxy factory, maybe cloak banshee rush. There's a lot of different kind of tech all-in builds I have to worry about, and now that will affect the way I position my units. The other thing I'm going to be looking for is how many probes is he, or how many SCVs does he have? Because that's going to tell me, is he proxying a barracks and or maybe even proxying two barracks and doing some type of marine SCV all-in. The fact that I saw plenty of probes, or plenty of SCVs, excuse me, and no gases tells me I don't have to worry about anything for the next couple minutes. He's doing a one barracks gases expansion. I knew I was scouting for that before I went in, and that's what's going to be the payoff. That I can reflect in my play. Okay, now I can go ahead and skip this stalker, right? I can get the nexus before the stalker. I can delay warp gate even to get the nexus a little bit faster, and I can chrono boost probes. These are the three things that all happen because I knew what I was looking for when I scouted. If he was doing some proxy model in and I had delayed my stalker until the 445 mark, I'm even delaying it more by getting this gas first, I would be in big trouble. In fact, I'm even getting a sentry as well before the stalker because I want to accumulate energy. I know I have a couple minutes before I have to worry about any threat. This is the cool part about scouting. Make sure you know what you're looking for when you scout. So again, what's this zealot doing? It's not just scouting. It's scouting for a certain thing. I'm looking for the marine count in the front. Is he going marine heavy? Do I need to crank out a lot of gateways? Making sure the command center is there, because you know what? What if the instant that probe died, he went double gas, and now he's doing a cloak banshee rush? Of course, it won't come as fast as it could have, but it could still be there. There's still a threat there. So making sure the command center was there like I thought it was. Checking on the marine count. The fact I only saw 3 marines and a bunker being built tells me either he was hiding marines and being tricky, but in which case at least he had to spend 100 minerals to do so, or he wasn't cranking out a ton of barracks right after the expansion, going for like a 4 barracks push after expansion. Instead, in case this game it turns out he went tech lab and he's adding add-ons to his barracks. From here I would have guessed he was actually getting on a faster factory on my scout. But the bottom line is I scouted to ensure that I did not have to worry about a threat coming very soon, because I knew what I was looking for when I went on that scouting mission. So as the game goes on, now all of a sudden I'm at 32 probes instead of maybe I would have been at 29 if I didn't know that, because of less chrono boost, and I have a lot of extra gas. And what that extra gas means is it means I can get these sentries. What it seemed expansion means I could get the Stargate before the robotics if I want to do that build. Normally that's such a risky build, because if you go Stargate, a cloak banshee shows up in your base, you have no way to see it, you're in trouble. So now I see this little push coming out, but it's small enough. I was scouting for a big threat. This isn't big enough. I don't need to worry about it. I have more than enough to deal with it. And what I can know now is that instead of hiding back here and trying to get as many warpins as possible, I can wait at the top of the ramp, and if he tries to go up, I'll get a bunch of free kills, because that's what the zealot was scouting for, to see how many units are coming out at me. All these scouting ideas, the idea isn't that I scouted a lot this game, because I just I scouted twice in the first, 740 minutes. It's not a whole ton. In fact, The second Zealot scout was more of just a confirmation than a really useful scout. But the idea is that when you go to scout, you need to know what to look for, or else you'll see a bunch of buildings and a bunch of units, but if you're not already planning how to react to different things, it's going to be useless information because you're not going to be able to process it in a timely enough manner to make a decisive choice that can affect how you will do in the rest of the game. So that's the first tip on scouting. The second tip, I'm going to just use a quick Sun Tzu quote for you guys. It's going to say, "Thus we may know there are 5 essentials for victory. He will win who knows when to fight and when not to fight." And that's actually an important one in Starcraft as well, but we're not going to talk about that one right now. He will win who knows how to handle both superior and inferior forces, which is actually also relevant to Starcraft. He will win whose army is animated by the same spirit throughout all its ranks. That's not so relevant to Starcraft. He will win who prepared himself, waits to take the enemy unprepared. This one refers to actually what I was talking about scouting. You have to prepare yourself, know how you're going to react to different moves your opponent could do, and then you can make a decisive movement, or you can make a decisive strategic change in your play by chrono boosting probes instead of workers, taking the second gas before the stalker, or you can make a decisive tactical play by already, let's say, you have your pack on Mulis outside his main. You send in a Zergian to the third. What are you scouting for? You've seen is enough of his armies there that I can send the Mulis into his main. And if you know that's what you're looking for, the instant you see that army, you're gonna be moving the Mulis in very decisively. Take seconds off your decisions, and those seconds can add up to give you a couple more minutes of thought process during your game if you're thinking ahead. But now let's get to the most important one. He will win who has military capacity and is not interfered with by the sovereign. This one I'm talking about micro here, guys, because one of the biggest mistakes people make is they keep trying to control their army. They'll grab a giant bunch of their units. Let's say someone told them you should focus fire more. So they grab all their stalkers and they say, you know what, I should focus fire? There's an immortal in his army. I'm going to grab all my stalkers, right click that immortal. And all of a sudden the stalkers are all kind of like squiggling around or bumping into each other. And the 6 of the 12 stalkers attack the mortal. The other 6 of the 12 are kind of just trying to walk around, get in range of the mortal. And all of a sudden he's lost half his damage output from a single action. And that's the sovereign interfering with the military power there. If you don't know exactly what you're going to do micro-wise and you're not 100% sure it's the right action, don't even bother microing. Just use the attack move option because it's always a safe option. And then only micro when you know they're going to get more optimization of your units out of that micro. So to recap on these 2 quick tips, when you scout, know what you're scouting for before you scout. And then if you're going to micro, make sure you don't micro unless you're 100% sure it's going to be effective micro. So thank you guys for listening to the tips and tricks. We'll take a quick break, then we're going to be back with a question and answer section.